Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 32 of Aranya Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw Ravana being briefed by Akampana, the demon who escaped from Janasthana, regarding how the entire Janasthana is perished and not a single demon is alive there. And Rama had killed all the 14,000 demons who were stated there, who were staying there, along with Khara, Dushana, and Trishirasa. And then, soon after hearing that, following the suggestions of Akampana, Ravana flew to the Janasthana, met Maricha, and asked his assistance to kidnap Sita. But then Maricha warned him against taking revenge with Rama because Rama is all too powerful to handle, and Sita is not a woman of easy nature where she could be easily acquired. And trying to do or meddling with them will bring a great misfortune to the entire Lanka, and not just to the Lanka, to the entire cult of the demons, entire race of demons. Then, while Ravana is thinking what to do next, by that time his own sister Shurpanakha arrived there, bringing, giving all the details of what happened in Janasthana. When Shurpanakha saw those 14,000 titans of dreadful deeds slain by Rama single handed on the field of battle, together with Khara, Dushana, and Trishirasa, he once more emitted dreadful shrieks and roared like thunder. Perceiving the incomparable prowess of Raghava, she became exceedingly agitated and proceeded to Lanka, Ravana's capital, where she beheld Ravana shining in glory, surrounded by his ministers on the terrace of his palace like Indra amid the Maruts. Seated on his golden throne, blazing like a flame, Ravana resembled a great fire kindled on an altar, kept alive by sacrificial offerings. Unconquered by gods, Gandharvas, rishis, and other creatures, that warrior who resembled death itself with wide open jaws bore on his person the wounds inflicted by the thunderbolts in the war between gods and titans, and on his breast the marks of Airavata's tusks. Having 20 arms, 10 heads, a broad chest, wearing gorgeous attire, and bearing the marks of royalty, he was adorned with a with a chain of emeralds and ornaments of fine gold, and with his great arms, white teeth, and enormous mouth resembled a mountain. In the combat with the gods, Vishnu had struck him 100 times with his discus, and he bore the marks of other weapons from that great struggle. Yet his limbs were intact and had not been severed. He who was able to churn up the seas, a fate not to be performed by any other, whose missiles were the mountain crash, he, the scourge of the gods, who transgressed every moral law, the ravisher of others' wives, the wielder of celestial weapons, the destroyer of sacrifice, who descended into the city of Bhogavati and subdued the serpent Vasuki, from whom, on his defeat, he stole the gentle consort of Kshaka. He who scaled Mount Kailasa and overcame Kubera, depriving him of his aerial chariot Pushpaka, which transported him wheresoever he desired. He who in his anger destroyed the garden of Chaitraratha, the lotus pool, and the Nandana grove, and all the pleasurable retreats of the gods, and with his vast arms resembling the peak of mountains, arrested the course of the sun and moon, twin scourges of their enemies, rising in splendor, practicing asceticism in the mighty forest for 1,000 years. He offered his heads in sacrifice to Swayambhu Brahma and obtained the boon that neither Deva, Danava, Gandharva, Pishacha, Pataya nor Uraga should be able to slay him. But of man there was no mention, and it is because of the same reason. Other than the human beings, others for all others he was invincible. He thought that the human beings and the man is the most inferior among all the races, so he omitted the man, and it is because of the same reason Rama took incarnation. It's actually Vishnu took incarnation as Rama in the form of a man in order to kill Ravana. Proud of his strength, he stole the Soma juice sanctified by mantra before its pressing forth by the by twice born in the sacrifice. This perverse wretch, Ravana of evil deeds, slayer of the Brahmins, ruthless, pitiless, delighting in causing harm to others, was verily a source of terror to all beings. A Titan woman beheld her brother full of power, resplendent in gorgeous attire, adorned with celestial garlands, seated on his throne, resembling time at the destruction of the worlds, that Indra of demons, the proud descendant of Paulastya, and she, trembling with fear in order to address him, drew near to the slayer of his enemies, he who was seated amid his counselors. Distracted with terror and passion, Shurpanakha, who was owned the roam everywhere unafraid, now mutilated by the order of that magnanimous Ramachandra, displaying her ravaged features before Ravana, whose large eyes appeared to shoot forth flames, uttered these bitter words to him. Thus ended chapter 32 of Aranya Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.